Alrighty, y'all. This is We the People News. One more time. Alright, this video is without prejudice and without recourse. Okay, I'm not waiving any of my rights, none whatsoever. Especially the First Amendment. Okay? And since I'm press, I'm going to keep my Fifth Amendment and I'm going to stand on it. Alright? I'm not an attorney, so anything I say or do on here is not legal advice. Let's get this clear. It is not legal advice. Okie dokie. It's just my opinion only. Okay? Why? Because I'm not an attorney, that's why. And I don't want to give anybody any false illusion. Alright? Do your own research. Alright? I'm not the brightest tree on the block. Okay? So sometimes, I got to be watered to grow some leaves. And sometimes I don't drink enough water, so therefore I'm gonna have brown leaves. Alright, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go ahead and put UCC 1-308. Alright, it's gonna be a slash with USC 207 1-207. Okay, just be on the safe side. Alright. Last video we talked about the oath of the bar, alright? And I'm going to come through here and nitpick this a little bit. And it's just going to be opinion based. This is a small video, so I do not have any factual evidence of anything on here, okay? It's just what I see, what I can go by, and voice my own opinion, because the only facts I have is what's presented for me right now, okay? So let's try this out, alright?
Follow the recommendations, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she agrees to provide honest and forthcoming responses in her answers to the psychosocial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Father agrees to complete the psychosocial evaluation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if there are any recommendations, then the court will decide if the father must comply with the recommendations, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The mother and father...
Okay, so as this point right here, if you'll recognize, there's an attorney, and this right here says AAL. So I'm assuming, it's just my opinion, attorney at law. Okay, so I'm assuming she's attorney, and I don't really want to know what to call her, right? So let's kind of go forward. But so far, everybody's complying with whatever her authority is. What is her authority, y'all? I have no idea.
Agreed to sign releases for the Department and of Family and Protective Services to obtain their records, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
From the providers pursuant to the psychosocial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And
So who's the lady in the background? They're definitely not on camera on public record.
the department will forward the copy of the records to the attorneys assigned to the parents, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Both the mother and the father agree to sign an authorization of release of medical records to allow the department to review the medical records of the children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's to ensure that...
Okay, let's stop right there. So the mother and father gone ahead and released the okay for some type of corporation that actually has no authority to investigate a family member, and dare I say it, are they one and truly investigator? Did they take any class to actually be an investigator?
Children are up to date with their appointments and their treatment, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the department will forward a copy of the records they received to the attorneys assigned to the parents and the children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Parents agree.
Okay, so argument's sake, and again, I'm only going by what I can see. Parents, attorneys to the parents. So I'm assuming one or both of these are attorneys to the mom and attorneys to the dad. It's assumptions. I don't know. They're just attorneys and they're keeping their mouth shut. So for argument's sake, y'all, if these are one for mom and one for dad, so far, they're not upholding their oath that I recently shared a video about their oath to protect their clients. They're letting their clients get out information that actually can cause them harm from her. They're letting them enter contract for these people right here that has zero authority. I don't even think they had to take any particular type of oath. I actually never asked that question. Y'all can ask that. Does these people actually take any particular type of oath? I believe not, because they are a separate corporation.
To cooperate with family-based safety services for home visits while services are ongoing, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the department agrees that they will not contact the father's employers or interfere in any way with the father's work, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The department agrees that the scheduling of services by the department shall not interfere with the father's work schedule, correct?
Correct.
Father acknowledges that the department has no control over the schedule between him and any third-party service providers, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And therefore, it's the father.
That he acknowledged that he has zero control, y'all. How does a father have zero control about their own kids? Of a third party.
Father's responsibility to avoid any work schedule conflicts, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the agreement that was signed off on. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The department believed at the time that that agreement was in the best interest of the children, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is still the department's belief, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is the department.
All these things violating parents' rights is under the color of children's well-being. It's the color. Kind of like color of law. It's the color of children's belief.
Requesting that the court render and make an order based on the terms that the parties have agreed to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I will pass the witness.
Any questions, Ms. Cornelius?
I do not, Your Honor.
Ms. Bates, any questions?
Okay. I don't know. Oh, man.
No, Judge.
Mr. Acosta,
No, Your Honor.
are there any other witnesses you would like to call, Ms. Davis?
No, Judge.
Based on the pleadings on file and the testimony.
Okay, let's go with witness, all right? So somebody had to make some type of phone call somewhere or another. But whoever this lady in the background is probably not the one that made the phone call. But she's a witness to something that she's not a witness to. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Okay, I'm just asking questions.
Being heard today, the court does find has jurisdiction over this matter and the parties in the suit. The court is rendering judgment per the parties' agreement as set.
There we go, y'all. You got first-hand knowledge of that judge saying all this stuff is a suit and got jurisdiction over this matter. All right, contract law, y'all. They all entered a contract.
For the mediated settlement agreement. Would you like an entry date?
Yes, please.
And Judge, just so it's clear, Ms. Carr did visit with the children and has filed a statement of compliance. She's not sure if it's been imaged yet, but it has been filed.
Okay, thank you for that statement on record.
All right, so she did file a compliance. Okay, want to see? We're going to go back to the oath, my previous video, right? If that's her attorney, why did she not tell her client not to do it? Not to do it. If this one right here is the gentleman's attorney, why is her mouth shut the whole entire time? Why did the mom and dad literally actually had to comply with everything? And attorneys are not challenging nothing. They literally sat there and let this lady right here run the whole show, and not one time did they object. In fact, they probably actually pushed the parents in to complying, which again is against their oath to protect them. Remember, anything you say or do can and will be held against you in a court of law. They gave consent of all their children's medical records. So think about that, y'all. A corporation has now got authority to be able to dig into somebody's family lives by the consent and probably attorneys said, well, you know, if you do this, it's going to make everything easier. If you just can comply, instead of these ladies here actually protecting the parents' rights to privacy, they're basically telling the parents, just comply and give up all your rights, all your information, just to make it easier in court, y'all.
Entry, I have August 17th, 2022. Is that sufficient time, Ms. Davis?
Yeah.
Okay. August 17th, 2022, 8 a.m. by submission. Make sure you state that in your voucher so that you do get paid. Sometimes it can be confusing.
What? Wait a minute. Make sure you put this in your vouchers so you can get paid. Right there. Conflict of interest against the parents. These attorneys right here, if they are working for the parents, let the judge have conflict of interest in this court. It's just a question, y'all. I don't know. I'm asking questions. It's just my opinion also. Is that or is that not conflict of interest?
Anything else? Another date?
We would need a compliance date, Judge, and our
We need a compliance state judge. So she's going to shift her subject matter jurisdiction to another judge to give him or her jurisdiction over this compliance stuff. So these parents are being kind of shifted all over the place, and they don't even know what they're coming and going. And these attorneys right here are keeping their mouth shut. They are not helping them, which is conflict of their oath of office of the state bar. That's just my opinion. I am not giving legal advice because I'm not an attorney. All right, I never took a bar oath, so I'm not bound to their rules and regulations.
our proposed compliance date. Let me pull that up. I'm sorry. It is October the 26th at 9 a.m.
All right. Our compliance setting is October 26, 2022 at 9 a.m. in the same meeting ID you're currently in. 816-164-1224. With that said, I believe it covers everything.
Okay. So now they got to court another court date, right? These attorneys, they're going to say, hey, we got another court date, so I need a little bit more money. So these parents that they're supposed to be, wink, wink, protecting, or the children that they're supposed to be protecting, they're going to be asking for more money for the things that the parents most likely didn't even want to be involved with the first place.
Need anything else?
I believe that's it, Judge.
All right, we're off
That's
the
all.
record. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for your patience. I know we started a bit late. You guys have a wonderful day.
I don't know, people. Ask questions. Am I saying anything is not true and correct? Maybe. Do your own research, right? I don't know. But it sure is convenient how everybody's bowing down to that right there. $4.4 billion. That's the budget. How did they get that money, people? How did they get that money? It's just a question. I don't know. Is it due to our federal income tax? To bite us in the butt? Be able to pay all these agencies to come and take things from you? I don't know. It's just a question. Till next time, y'all. Do so with the People News. Bye.